Hey, how's it going? Oh, yeah. Hey, how's it going? It's Robin Smith, and it's time for the Robin Smith Show for Monday, January 26th, 2026. Welcome to the podcast. Another solo show here. I do have a guest coming up. I'll be recording a conversation with one more time. No, not that Daft Punk song. One more time I'm having Bob Falconer on. One more time. My girls love that song. But not as much as Around the World, because the lyrics are easy to memorize. You know, if you're a Daft Punk fan, you get it. So Bob Falconer's coming up on the show. I'll be recording that this Wednesday. I'll probably release that episode next week. I got to go through my guest list and see who's the most frequently, who are the top 5 most frequent guests. I'm supposed to post something. I forgot to post about the show. I will do that. And then there's something else I'm supposed to post about. This is a one-man operation over here. Okay. Sometimes my wife helps me out, but like mostly I just, I need to get it together. Other people have teams, their credits. They're like, we want to thank executive producer and audio engineer and social media coordinator, Gahoivi. No, it's just me. All right. Okay. So Bob's coming up on the show. He's going to talk about his new book, Spirit. And that should be an interesting conversation. With a book like that, it's the kind of book that you want to read, 1 page a day. So I just finished volume 1. For those of you who don't know, this is dialoguing with spirit. Okay. So channeling, a two-way prayer dialogue, asking your hand to receive a message from the beyond and writing it down. So that should be interesting. And then I don't remember if I told you all about the resentment gratitude dial. I think I shared that last time. In case I didn't, Bob, just one of the things that I recently been playing with is the relationship between resentment and gratitude. Now, I've talked about gratitude on this show before. The utility of keeping a gratitude journal, a daily gratitude practice. It just opens the heart. It helps you feel more joyful. But Bob was directly talking about how resentment, there's imagine a speedometer on a vehicle, and the dial or whatever on that goes back and forth between resentment and gratitude. Step on the gas and have that. It's a bad analogy, but you know what I'm saying. Like the just not with velocity or force or anything, but just with the dial, going back and forth. And saying if that needle's pointing more towards resentment, wake up from the trance and find something to be grateful for, and that can immediately cure the ailment of resentment. And if you're feeling resentful, there's certainly you have lost connection with gratitude for sure. Anyway, congratulations to the Seahawks. Spoiler alert, you should have watched the games by now. I'm going to publish this. It's Monday morning. I should publish this later today. I'm late. I'm sorry for being late. I usually get the show out on Sunday, but I was shoveling all day yesterday. Oh, maybe that's what I was going to post. I took a screenshot of. I'm one of these psychos who appreciates the Whoop strap, and Whoop. What it does is it automatically knows when you are. It's one of those wearables, and so when my heart rate goes up, it knows when I'm in an activity. And it thought I was shoveling my driveway yesterday, and it thought that I was playing field hockey. I guess there's a. It knows when I'm swimming, because of my breathing, or the strap is wet. I guess it has sensors on that, but it thought I was playing field hockey, and I updated it. And of course, I mean, this thing has when you're snuggling with a child, it has all sorts of activities, and I'm like, let me look up snow shovel. Yep, sure enough, there it is. Boom, shoveling. And so I cataloged the activity as snow shoveling, and I took a screenshot of it, and I was shoveling 4 different times. I got and the most workout, the biggest strain on my body for the whole last 7 days was yesterday because of all the shoveling. Hope you all kept power. Those of you who are in the United States, those listeners who have been affected by the snowstorm, I hope and pray that you still have power, or that your power's back on if you lost it, that you're safe and cozy, and, you got enough toilet paper there. What was I saying? Yeah. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations to the Seahawks and the Patriots. I didn't want the Patriots to win. I'll be honest with you. I do have sympathetic joy, for friends that I know who root for the Patriots, or their moms root for the Patriots, or whatever. Family members, extended family that root for the Patriots. Good job. You are going to yet another Super Bowl. For the Seahawks, this is the 4th time. And, as a Commanders fan, formerly Redskins fan, I don't like the Seahawks. They knocked us out in Super Bowl contention, or in a championship game. Was it a NFC championship game? I guess they are in the NFC, right? That makes sense. So congratulations. That should be a good game. We'll see. Any predictions? Any predictions? I'm going to go, let's say, because I think the Patriots will win. And it will be 30 points. It'll be 30-24. All right? I'm going to write it down. That's my prediction. Longtime listeners know. Why is he doing this to himself? Why? 30-24. I will be wildly off. That's the prediction, okay? You heard it here. And it's also, we passed an anniversary. I wanted to share something. Whoa, boy, 2026. And now I'm thinking, I'm sorry, I'm so all over the place. Now I remember, I need to take a picture of the calendar. It's still January 2026. My wife's grandma was the Coca-Cola calendar girl for the January month back in 1926. So that is 100 years ago. Our daughter's great-grandma was a Coke girl. And I got to take a picture of that, and I'll post that. I say very often, I'll post this on Instagram, and then I don't, because I don't know why. I'm trying to stay off of it, but then I can't because I'm doom scrolling. I'm a victim of the culture and the I'm just making excuses now. Okay, so I'll take a picture of that, okay? And I'm going to post that on Instagram, and then I will also post what I said I would post last time from the show. I took a video of one of the fellow performers at Iris Garden Bar back on the 10th of January. Let me just make myself a note there. Post grandma calendar Coke girl. All right. Okay. We passed another anniversary on January 23rd, 2009. That is the anniversary. It's a meaningful anniversary for me of this, the release of the self-titled album, the very small band I was in. And in honor of that, I want to share a track. Excuse me. And so here's that track. And then on the other side, I can talk about the madness that's happening in Minneapolis and some other stuff. So enjoy this. Here is Wet Dog from The Very Small. Okay, yes, that was Wet Dog off of the very small self-titled album. So what is that? What's the math on that? That's 27 years? No, that's 17 years. That's 17 years old? Is that what that is? 17 years. My goodness. Those are fifth graders singing in there. That's the shout out to the Sligo Creek Elementary fifth grade chorus. So fifth grade, what, you're like 10 in fifth grade, right? So those kids are 28 years old. Mind blowing. Okay. Yeah, so let me pull back up my show notes. Where are we here? Boom. You know what? Actually, let's talk about this. Let's talk about ICE, and then we got to move on to like Sunday school or something else. Jesus and the 12 apostles. I don't know. Yeah. Well, first of all, I should back up a little bit. Jeffrey, what's his name, for Washington Week from The Atlantic. He was the news story on that whole Signal Gate. I can't remember his last name. It doesn't matter. Goldberg. Okay, Jeffrey Goldberg. He was saying on Washington Week on Friday, he was like, remember Epstein? It's like, remember the Epstein files? There's so much, right? There's so much that's happened. Like the international community, the Danes are still like, okay, yeah, your mad king wants Greenland, and we say fuck you. What is there to say about that? They had the most casualties when they were helping us out in Iraq. Was that it? And we completely disrespected them. So, and some other people were talking about, like, we already have the ability to have some of the minerals or whatever. Like, there's already agreements or relationships where we don't need to take Greenland, basically. For me, the interesting part on that is there's a clear pattern, of a personality that creates chaos and crisis, and then seeks to solve the very problem that was created. And it's like, hey, I'm so great because I everyone's now relaxed because I'm not going to do what I said I was going to do. It's like it's a very unwell person. Unfortunately, that person is the most powerful person in the world, or one of. Yeah, the whole Greenland thing. The trophy, not the trophy, the Peace Prize, accepting someone else's Peace Prize, the Epstein files. So, I mean, yes, obviously many people were snowed in from the storm and then watched what happened on Saturday morning, or they found out about it on Saturday afternoon or whatever. The killing of Alex Pretti. And then when people are talking about it, there are these talking points of, oh, well, this doesn't happen in states where the local law enforcements are not, have their hands tied behind their back. They're like the governor or the mayor, like the city is at fault for not allowing the local law enforcement to support ICE's efforts. And that's why you get this. That's why you have this happening. Someone comes up, local law enforcement's not there to prevent them from coming up, and so they get into a scrummage, and now, boom, dead. I think that's a weak argument, but fair enough. That is a talking point on people that go on the Sunday shows, saying, okay, there's 3,000 ICE agents, and there's only 600 local law enforcement, so we're outnumbered. This is a numbers game, but it's that way because of the Democratic governor, or it's that way because of the Democratic mayor, or whatever. And for me, it goes back to, I don't know. Part of me says this is poor training, right? There's no reason. Same thing with Renee Good. There's these deaths did not have to happen. and yet they did. Obviously, and again, I don't want to go too spiritual. There's karmic reasons, and people embody and they incarnate, and they anyway. That's totally, to most people, those remarks are going to be seen as insensitive, and I'm sorry, but I have to speak for I guess those wacky woo-woo spiritual parts. Anyway, all right, those stepping back. So yes, tragic. I see them as preventable. I think it's I think one of the most aggravating things on my side is the lack of training. The fact that the agents are getting 47 days of training, and that number is because Trump is the 47th president. Yeah, it's just like this is kind of what I mean by this is all preventable. This did not have to happen. Sympathies go out to the families. I don't have anything new to contribute here that hasn't already been said, but that's just my, when I'm metabolizing all of this stuff. I guess the other thing I want to say is like the videos are there. Like you don't need to, if you want to make space and make room in your psyche for all of the different perspectives, go for it. That's admirable. In fact, you're trying to get to the truth. I applaud people who break out of their bubble and try to hear opposing viewpoints that they don't agree with or that they find triggering or whatever. But then there's the raw data. Now I know in some angles you can't see. It's hard to see, right? Like where, there's a narrative. Oh, he had magazines. He had, was he pulling his gun? Like, the other thing is, just from my perspective, when you watch these videos, same with Renee Good, they look completely avoidable, preventable, and in my mind, it's not Renee Good's fault, and it's not Alex Pretti's fault. That why they are dead, they are not the reason why they are dead. That is kind of full stop. Yes, investigations need to happen, but when you look at the video, that's what it looks like to me anyway. But I also agree with the whole like let's wait until there's a thorough investigation. But the other thing is like, so the narrative, it's hard. I did not pay attention in civics class. We didn't have civics. We called it NSL, National, State, and Local Government. And, I'm supposed to be informed on this stuff. My understanding is that the Justice Department is supposed to be neutral, not partisan. So when you have... what's her name? Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. When she's labeling the narrative, these people are domestic terrorists. How can it be? How can it be an ethical? How can justice be blind when the people in charge are already spinning a narrative prior to an investigation? You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying here? So it's, and for the parents of Pretti, for the children of Good, like their lives are never going to be the same. And I understand why Alex Pretti's parents are like, this is disgusting, right? They're saying like, this is our son. And yet the public are being told that it's this other thing. And, that's like, that's like violations on multiple levels, right? Anyway, it's nuts. It's nuts. Thank God for that. Again, thank God for the House. You know what I mean? Like, your checks and balances there. If the House was Republican controlled, yeah, I'm not trying to catastrophize here. I'm grateful that there's a House. The House is like the check on this lunacy. And we are in the year where this is the election year, November. We have to keep Democrats have to keep the House and take back the Senate. And I don't think anyone thinks that we are going to take back the Senate. I say we because I'm still officially a Democrat, even though I've sort of identified as an independent for many years, and I'm too lazy to reassign. It's like a strategy thing. It's like, if I'm an independent, then I don't get to have a say in the primaries. You know what I mean? There's something in our electoral process where if we got rid of primaries, I can't remember what it is, but it's something where the way it's structured right now, by its design, is creating it's creating extremism. You know, it's like it's the I can't explain it right now. I think the best way I can put it is like if we get rid of primaries and let everyone participate. Oh, this is what it is. Imagine the normal bell curve, the normal distribution, right? That line that kind of goes up, makes a bell, and then goes back down. So in the middle, you have the average, right? Most people are there. And then on the ends of each side of the continuum or the polarity, you have the extreme, the tails. The people that participate in primaries are not the middle. They're not the middle. And so the primaries are being influenced by the tails. Hence the extreme positions that candidates have to take, and then of course they do this thing where they're like, okay, now I've made it. Now we're gonna pivot because we're going to the general election, and now we got to talk more. Now we got to talk more to the middle, the of that distribution. But if you take primaries out, then you will get different candidates. Does that make sense? I gotta get, I don't know anything about this stuff. I grant you that. So you're hearing the ramblings of a uninformed madman. Okay. All right. Where are we on time here? Okay. All right. That should probably be the show. However, before I go, I still haven't spoken about deity yoga or quietism, and I said I'd get to those. So I'm going to just do that real quick, okay? Is that okay with you all? And then I'll be back next week with the conversation with Bob Falconer, the one and only. All right, what is quiet? Why is he bringing up quietism and deity yoga? I guess these are things that I heard Bob talk about, and I was interested in them, and I want to share them with you. Okay, quietism. What is quietism? Quietism is a mystical spiritual doctrine emphasizing passive contemplation and complete surrender to God, teaching that spiritual perfection comes from annihilating the will and remaining still for divine action, often seen as withdrawing from worldly effort and even spiritual striving like fighting temptation, famously associated with Miguel de Molinos, I don't know who that is, and condemned by the Catholic Church in the 17th century. In secular philosophy, it's a stance avoiding substantive theories, while in general usage it means a calm, passive attitude towards life. Okay, maybe I'll ask Bob about it. Maybe I won't. All right, what's deity yoga? Deity yoga, central to Tibetan Buddhism's Vajrayana path, is a profound meditation practice where you visualize yourself as a specific Buddha or enlightened being to embody their awakened qualities. Ooh, that is interesting. Deity yoga, replacing ordinary self-perception with the deity's form, speech, and mind to realize your own innate Buddha nature. So that's kind of like people, the Christians wear that bracelet that says WWJD, what would Jesus do? I feel like that's kind of like, but this is a visualization. But if you're supposed to embody it in your lived life, I mean, your eyes need to be open. So, I mean, how many people visualize things with their eyes open? I mean, that's what daydreaming, I guess, is, but usually daydreaming is involuntary. So, but being very intentional, and if you know what those qualities are, imagining yourself as that. Very interesting. This transformative practice involves detailed visualization, mantra recitation, mudra, which are hand gestures, and mandala contemplation, not as delusion, but as a skillful method to gain insight and transcend the illusion of a separate self, revealing your inherent enlightened essence. Okay. All right. What do we do with that? I'm not really sure. I just wanted to share it with you. Okay. All right. That's the podcast. Before I go, I got to remind myself to post the Grandma Calendar Coat Girl and also remind local listeners about Alney Help. Alney Help is a nonprofit organization that has been providing individuals and families in our community with emergency food and financial assistance to those in need for the last 56 years. Thank you to those who have contributed in the past, and go to alneyhelp.org to give today. Thanks for listening. That's the show, and until next time. The Robin Smith Show is produced by me, Robin Smith. Executive produced by Robin and Kelly Glenn Smith at Team Robley. Theme song by The Very Small. The show is engineered by one of my alters, Games Nabisco. Listeners can get in touch by calling or texting the hotline at 301-458-0883. Messages can be sent to robinsmithshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Disclaimer. This podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine, psychotherapy, or other professional healthcare services, including the giving of medical advice. Note: no therapist-patient relationship is formed. The use of this information is at the listener's own risk. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Listeners should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they have and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions.